front and center person.
Welcome, friends. Go ahead and get settled. We're about to start in just a few minutes. Hi, Julie. Isoon, Summer. Mandy. Good morning and good evening to Turkey. All the way to Turkey. So good to have you all here. We're just waiting for a few friends to trickle here, but as we wait, I just want to share that I love combining the worlds in this way. Combining the worlds that we can all pray together, we can all breathe together, meditate together, whether it is virtual or whether it is in person. We get to defy the distances here and really work in this quantum field of what it means to be all together. So thank you for being here. I want to encourage you to take some support if you don't already have it. We have some bolsters here, some blocks, if you have some pillows, your water, anything that you may need, some fuzzies. And begin to allow yourselves to welcome yourselves in. Taking an inventory to check in how comfortable you are, how stable you are. If there's anything you may need that could make you feel even more comfortable, that can give you even more stability, giving yourself that for this next few moments. And just in your natural own rhythm of your breath, natural rhythm of your own arriving, starting to become aware of this beautiful time that we have carved together. Arriving to your landscape, whether you're in your room, in your home, or here with me in Temple of Integration. And just taking a moment to recognize this new day. And let's take one deep breath together from our nose. Inhaling deep and open the mouth and releasing it, sighing it out. Let's do one more of those. Taking a deep inhale in. And exhale. Let's bring our palms together, creating some life force, creating some chi. And go ahead, bring your palms over the eyes. Bringing them over the cheeks, opening your eyes if they're closed gently. Caressing your throat, caressing your belly, saying good morning to your digestion or good evening to your digestion, to your kidneys. And welcome. Welcome to QiTanYo, Qigong Tantra Yoga. I am so happy that everyone that I see here on the screen and here in person have been with me here. So you kind of have an idea what we're getting into today in our beautiful ceremonial QiTanYo offering where we blend the Qigong and Tantra Yoga. And today we are going to dive into beautiful virtue, a virtue that I feel like certainly in my life and in our days, that we can always use a little reminder and remembrance, is forgiveness. this sentiment of forgiveness, this sentiment of letting go what we carry in our hearts, what we carry in our bones, in our systems, whether that is of something heavy that we hold to another, to ourselves, or to even our leaders, or people who are here on our planet that are supposed to really want the betterment and well-being of us. And so I know in my own life, this journey of forgiveness has been very multi-layered. And I want to offer this, I want to start with this, really contemplating on where it is that we tend to hold resentment, where it is that we tend to hold anger, and where it is that we can perhaps study and travel into some parts that can release a little bit more, soften a little bit more into that giving, to forgive, to give, to forgive, as they say. So in Chinese medicine, some of you may be familiar that forgiveness, the virtue of forgiveness, correlates with anger, which we tend to hold in our liver. So today, that's the organ that we're going to be working with. Liver kind of just lays and corresponds with our gallbladder, the yang field of gallbladder and yin field of liver. Right here on our right side below the rib cage, kind of just lingers there and does all sorts of amazing things for our systems and our bodies. And we're all ladies here so far, so I can comfortably say that our bleed, our blood, our moon, perhaps in the past are still happening. And just generally our blood flow is really supported and guided by our liver. And so there's a lot of life force that flows through our liver, a lot of qi. So I want to invite us this morning, this evening, as we start our practice, to contemplate on our liver, contemplate on the parts of ourselves that's still perhaps holding some irritability, some anger through our liver or anywhere else in our body, and parts of ourself where can we soften furthermore. So let's welcome ourselves once again, coming into that acknowledgement of our breath. And see if you can send this next few breaths towards the liver, bringing this acknowledgement of a color of emerald green. I want to invite you actually to bring your hand just below the rib cage here towards the liver and just give it a nice good old rub. Let's take a deep breath and bringing in the color of green. And let's soften our jaw and exhale. Let's do a couple of more sighs like that. Breathing in and exhale. And let's take another breath there. And contemplating, I love this form of meditation actually. One of the dear teachers I really revere, her name is Tara Brach, you might be familiar with her. She has a beautiful system of meditation called the rain. So with the meditation of rain, we get to recognize where we're at, get to recognize what it is that we may be holding. So let's open our field to notice today, in this moment, how are you doing? How is your heart? How is your energy? What are you recognizing when we invoke the sentiment of forgiveness, letting go? What comes up for you? And can we allow for it to be here for this moment? That's the A of rain. Can we allow and give permission for whatever is arising, the good, the bad, the ugly, to be here, to be offered to the fires? And we investigate. I'm just taking a moment to acknowledge, investigate what might be perhaps causing some discomfort, irritability in your life, impatience, intolerance. Perhaps it has very good reasons. Perhaps sometimes it's logical, sometimes illogical. Just noticing what your tendencies are. And then can we softly bring some nurture, some compassion to these parts that probably have a very good reason to exist. There's an intelligence behind the force of anger even. So it is not to say that we will not find ways to be able to soften and release, but to recognize that. And bringing some nurture to this recognition. I want to invoke all of our parts that is here to be witnessed today, to be released, to be softened, to be recognized. And we take a deep breath, bringing all of our prana, all of our life force right now to the pit of our belly. And this is where our fire, our Agni, our digestive fire is. And we exhale. And in your mind's eye, you can have your eyes closed, or you may choose to have a little gap. I'd like to invite you to a visualization of almost like lighting a candle in the pit of your belly. Like these candle lights that I have here. This is our Agni, this is our digestive fire. It's the fire that we will be working with. Today's element. The liver's element is actually wood in Chinese medicine. And we get to really visit our Manipura, our solar plexus, where our fire, our digestion resides. So go ahead and in your mind's eye, as we light this candle, we're going to bring our hands up towards the sky, taking a nice deep inhale. And exhale, bringing it down. Beautiful. So with the gaze in the pit of the belly, inhale, stoking that fire, breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. Can you send the roots down into the earth, the tree, this beautiful emerald green, and the branches, this wood, grounding us. And this next breath, we exhale, bringing it all down. Beautiful. And then we inhale, bring our arms up. We're going to fold the four fingers. And bring the thumbs together. Relax the shoulders a little bit so it's not so stiff in our shoulders. We're not holding too much. And we focus back into the belly. So take a deep breath here. And exhale. We're going to go into a Kapalabhati breath. So we're going to bring the breath of fire. Just for about 30 seconds. It's a forceful exhale, kind of like you're panting like a puppy. Like that, but we're going to do it out through the nose. So we're going to inhale first, exhale, release, and go ahead, take a comfortable breath in, and begin. Lighting up that inner kunda, that fireplace. Keep going. Face is soft and focuses at the belly. Exhale. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale all the breath out. Inhale another breath now in. We're going to take the root block in like we have to hold our pee and our belly hold. And then we're going to exhale, bringing it all down. Rest your hands at your thighs. And just take a moment here. Slow and steady. Firing up your fireplace. Putting your wood onto the fire. Igniting the Agni, our digestive intelligence. Connecting with what it is that you want to release, you want to give and forgive. We're going to do that one more time. Breathing in, taking the breath. Palms look at each other, shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly. Exhale, soften. Halfway breathing in and begin. Allow the pumping into the belly to invoke. Ten more seconds. Just let yourself go with your awareness into the fire, in the fire of your belly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale all the breath out. Exhale even more. Now breathing in. Sipping a little bit more. Holding the root lock in the belly. And then when it's time to release, go ahead like a pressure cook. Release all the pressure, letting go, giving and giving out, and resting here for a moment. And I love that, Julie, you're really allowing your body to go where it wants to go. I want to remind everyone here that at any point you feel a strain and you need to come to a posture, position that feels grounding and nourishing for you, please don't hesitate to do that. My guidance here is just a suggestion. So let's take a deep breath together here. And make some sound. Exhale, yeah. Begin to move your body. We're going to take our fingertips onto the earth and go ahead. Bring your feet and imagine standing up. And before you stand up, I say imagine because I like to see how you like to stand up. Before we rise, can we look at our feet and just say hello, recognizing them, perhaps having our knees bent, spreading our toes, spreading the four corners of our feet. And perhaps you choose to rise up vertebrae by vertebrae with a little engagement in your belly. Perhaps you chose to come up with a flat back. Notice how you arrive there when you do come up. Can we open our hearts and bring our palms forward to Tadasana, to mountain pose for a moment? And notice this stance. Notice how this perspective is now. As we're rooted through our feet, open with our heart, open with our liver. Take a breath here. Now we're going to bend the knees gently and soften our arms, soften our hands. We're going to inhale. 5 counts coming up. And exhale, we're going to bring that down. And notice how your belly begins to create a little cave, little curve. I'm going to inhale. I like to come onto my tippy toes. You're welcome to do that. Just look at one focus point. Exhale, soften. Now we're going to sync this to Samavriti breath, to equal waves of breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. 3 more times. Breathing in. And can you soften your face as you count to 5 in, 5 out on your own for the next 2. Beginning to create spaces and fluids in our spine, waking up our Sushumna, our nervous system. Let's take this next breath in. And we're gonna exhale, turn the palms above our crown and exhale, bringing it like a little sunshine right in the center column of our being, invoking the sun, our primordial fire. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, pulling down the heavens. This is what it's called, pulling down the heavens. So bringing that sunshine into our system, into our belly. And breathing in one more time. And exhale. And go ahead, let's place right hand below the belly button and then left hand on top. And take a moment to connect with your lower dantian here. Beautiful yin field in our stability, in our stillness, in our yang, our sun, in our yang field, beginning to prepare us for this next movement. So feeling in that balance between the shadow and the light, the stillness and the movement, here where we invoke the balance. Take a deep breath and letting that go, exhale. And then we're going to step with the right foot forward, left foot back. So it's kind of like a warrior one stance. The right toes are looking to the front of our mat and left is about 45 degrees, but we wiggle the booty, wiggle the lower back, and bringing some openness here. And then coming into the stillness to the four corners of our mat, we're going to bend the knees and inhale, reaching up. And exhale, go ahead and twist to the right side. Inhale, bringing that arm up to meet once again. And exhale. So the sound in the Chinese medicine for the liver is shu, like shoo, get out of here. Shoo. And we're going to bring this sound as we're breathing in, bringing all of that breath to the liver, and then exhale. Shoo. Beautiful. Inhaling. Shoo. Shoo. Two more times on your own. Shoo. Shoo. And this next time we breathe in together and we exhale, bend the elbows and just gaze up gently towards the sky. Beautiful. Two more of those. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bringing all of that beautiful wisdom of the celestial heavens into our heart, into our liver. Third time. Exhale, and this time reaching up to step forward and just pause. Pausing for a moment, you can open your palms, come back into Tadasana and just feel one side and the other. Saying good morning to our liver, but also saying good morning to our spleen, our gallbladder, our kidneys, our heart. And then go ahead, switch sides, left foot forward, right foot back. Finding that nice little alignment for you, but also finding the suppleness in your lower back. And then coming into the alignment, bending the front knee, staying stable with our back foot. Inhale. And go ahead and twist. Inhale, rising up. Exhale, twisting, and then we're gonna start bringing the sound shu. So breathing in. Exhale to the left side. Shoo. Shoo. Let's do two more of those. Shoo. Circulating the energy. Shoo. And then go ahead, come back into the heavens. Inhale and exhale, bending the elbows. You can do a little back bend even, offering your heart up to the heavens. Inhale, exhale. One more. And exhale, and go ahead, step forward. And allowing yourself to feel that for a moment. Notice if anything in your body feels stuck that you want to move in your own organic movement. And then breathing to our liver, bringing all of that beautiful energy of cleansing, clearing, softening, letting go of forgiveness into the system. Let's take this next breath, bend the knees, reaching up, twisting the palms up towards the sky. One focus point, coming to tippy toes. And exhale, lower the heels down. Go ahead and stretch to one side. Yeah. Inhale, lifting up. And go ahead, stretch to the other side. Breathing in. And exhale, bringing it all here to our center. Beautiful. We're going to open the feet a little bit wider, about goddess pose or horse stance. And just give yourself a little bounce to remind our body that it doesn't have to be so stiff. Bring some softness. And inhale. And make any sound you like. And begin to just shake. Yeah. If you like to go to side, this is the part of your somatic intelligence, what your body wants to do for this few moments. I can feel I have a lot to release. I'm physically feeling a little bit like this purging, even though last week was our purging theme, it's always connected. So I'm feeling this theme of purging, some nausea even to offer it to the fires. Okay, so connecting with our heartbeat, turn up the music here. We're gonna go into our diagonals. So we're gonna inhale and exhale, come into the center. In, out, in, out, and you can pick it up. Out, in, out. Let the oxygen begin to clear, cleanse. Yes, take up space. If you got space, take that space up. And notice these meridians come from all the way from our tippy toes to the end of our tippy fingers. Walks through our kidneys, our liver, our lung and heart meridian. So imagine every time you're coming into the diagonal, you're releasing, you're giving from your hands that which no longer needs be holding, that which no longer needs be carrying. Keep going. Can you keep the focus to your fire in the pit of your belly? Can you keep your face soft and your heart soft in the meanwhile? You can slow it down anytime. Remember, you take care of your nervous system. Otherwise, just another 20 seconds. Light that fire. Give that wood. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, bringing it all into the earth. Inhale, reach up to the heavens. And exhale, drawing down the heavens. And take a moment here, notice your heartbeat Right hand below the belly button, left hand on top. And let's inhale, bringing all of the energy down. Coming into Malasana. Beautiful breathing here. And then let's inhale, come up once again. We're gonna keep our feet open and our arms extended. We're gonna breathe in and exhale from the navel. Go ahead and just come to one side, doesn't matter which side. You're going to bring the tippy fingers where it doesn't compromise your back so much. So if you're collapsing, just notice that you're keeping your spine straight. Exhale, inhale, come back up. And exhale, switch sides. Inhale, we're twisting the internal towel. Exhale, now we're gonna use that 5 counts of breath. 5. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale. Inhale. Opposite side, exhale, and each side on your own. One last time. Beautiful, and then go ahead and come to center. We're gonna take our hands to our hips, inhale. Stick the tongue out and exhale, forward fold with lion's breath. Releasing some of that excess fire onto the earth. Inhale, come to flat back. And exhale. One more time, breathing in. And exhale. Beautiful, and go ahead and linger here if you like to bend your knees. And just take a moment to ground your crown onto the earth, releasing anything, any excess fire that might be built up. And then look at your feet and go ahead and rise up. Go ahead and step in closer, ground into your feet. Inhale, reaching up, pulling down the heavens. And just pause here for a moment. One hand to the lower dantian, the other one on top. Just take a moment to integrate. Notice your breath, notice your presence, your attention and your intention. Notice what is arising, what wants to be witnessed. And can you breathe into it? Can you lean into it? Take a deep breath. And exhale. We're gonna come to throwing away the trash. You've all done this probably once with me, but I'll just remind you. We're gonna inhale, and literally like we're just releasing, we go shoo, with the sound shoo. We're gonna inhale, shoo, throwing away the trash of too much anger, throwing away the trash of too much resentment, shoo, too much irritability, and we just breathe in the quality of new life, new possibility. 3 more times. And then inhale, taking all of that chi and bringing it to our liver. If you're dizzy, chin to chest. And rubbing it in, bringing it in. breathing here. Ooh, I got dizzy. So let's take a moment, coming into our mountain, connecting with that mountain energy. And just take a moment here, pause, allowing it to settle. What wants to be released? What wants to be made space for? Bringing our hands kind of like alongside with our liver. We're gonna inhale and extend our left hand forward. And as we exhale, we're gonna push with the right and take the left hand in. And then we simply switch. So you can begin to turn a little bit more into your twists if you like. And we breathe in, bringing that liver chi, and exhale. And exhale, push with the right hand. And just let yourself go with this. Slow it down. And exhale, pushing anything else. And inhale, sweeping the arms. And exhale, we're gonna come back to Malasana. If you need something underneath your heels because they're not reaching to the earth, please feel free to roll up your mat. You can't hear me. Okay, I'm gonna put my microphone here. Thank you for that. I'll remove a layer. How is this now? Much better? Yeah. And breathing here. Take another deep breath. And let's exhale it all into the earth. And we're going to come onto our seat. Come into your cross-legged seat. And just take a moment here. Let's do some Sufi spirals. Give yourself a few moments to ground down and churn anything else that may be in the belly that needs digesting, that needs offering up. And oxygenate, bring life, bring new life to your spine, to your cells. Exhaling, releasing. Go ahead and switch sides when you would like to. And for this next few moments, I want to give you the spaciousness and opportunity to really tune into what's called the somatic impulse. So it's the impulse of your own body's intelligence. I'd like to invite you to tune in where you may be holding the burden and the heaviness at times. Perhaps it's in your shoulders, maybe it's in your neck. So give yourself the freedom and the opportunity to move and do your own Qigong, cultivating life force. Maybe you want to linger at some point, perhaps send some of that breath, Softening breath there. And sending that fresh energy, the emerald green energy of the liver. Maybe one arm wants to come up, maybe wants to do a little rotation, releasing something in the wrists. Just another few moments here. Really allow yourself to listen in, lean in. Where does your body want to take you? Love that everyone is doing something different. It's a great honoring to where you are. Maybe some of you are seeking stillness. Please come to that. Give yourself the value of nourishment. Thank you, Julie. That helps. Just another minute here. Where can you soften? And then literally swaying, however that looks for you, swaying. Still being in relation with what you're compressing, what you're opening. And notice how this rocking, this swaying may bring this sense of soothing, sense of comfort for some of you. And then keeping this swaying, beginning to now release our hands towards our hip bones. You're going to hold them like you're holding some precious nectars here. And then when you're ready, just keeping that swaying, we're going to bring the right hand, breathe the right hand up, making little spirals, and exhale. And then inhaling the left hand, bringing it up to a little spirals. And exhale. And keeping on that swing, inhaling the right. And keep going, just like that. Circulating the chi, circulating the energy. The first week was attunement. The second week was purging, although I feel like this one is really a purging one for me, somehow. This is circulating. So circulating that energy, giving and forgiving. Giving and forgiving. And then each side on your own. And then after that, finding your own grounds to your center, perhaps to your earth, to your stillness. And we're gonna bring in this ball of chi like you're hugging yourself. We're just gonna hold this chi here. And we're gonna inhale, bring the palms to our heart. Exhale, elbows kind of come towards the earth, soft hands. Tune into the waters of your being now. Like you're swimming, we're gonna breathe in and breathe out. Can you soften your face? Breathe in like the waves of the Mediterranean seas. that my sister is nearby. Inhale, bringing those waves in and the waves out. And tune into that for this next 3 more moments, feeding the heart, feeding the lungs as well. And after this third, we're going to bring our hands to our heart for a moment, one palm on top of the other. This is also our middle dantian. And feeding the heart, pausing there, just listening in. Listening into what your heart may want to whisper. What you may recognize. What you are recognizing about in this new cycle of what you no longer want to carry with you. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, bringing the hands to our throat, clearing, cleansing anything in our expression, anything that we know we want to say but we haven't. We want to use our voice for the good and we haven't. There's some blocks perhaps, clearing that out. And then coming into our heart and pulling any kind of threads that is preventing to offer our heart, to open our heart at times. And then we bring all of that to our belly, to the fire. That fire pit that we lit, we bring it all there. And then we inhale, pull any threads that is holding us back in these old stories still. Inhale, and with the sound, shoo, we release it to the fire. Beautiful. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Get into your throat, your expression. Maybe something else you're holding around this region. Collecting the threads of what holds us back from our voice. Threads of what holds us back from our heart. And anything else, maybe it's in your kidneys, that sense of courage, collecting it and then bringing it to the pit of our fire, pit of our belly. Like a thread, we gather, inhale, pull that invisible thread of excess fear, excess anger, and shoo. Beautiful. 2 more times. Notice maybe it's underneath your ears, maybe it's in your jaw, anywhere else you're holding the old story. It's getting connected to those blind spots within our own shadows, within our own resistance that we get to make intimate connection with so we can bring it to the light, literally to the fire, to the candle, to the sun. And we take it and we ask for elements, elemental spirits and the wisdom that's in the nature to take care of it. One last time. Some things are just too much for us to even know how to take care of, how to release. We do have our breath, we do have our bodies, we have our intentions, our prayers. And then we trust the divine, we trust what we're made of. We give it back to the nature for it to take care. So go ahead and collect and know that there's a greater knowing, there's a greater intelligence that is here to take care of it. And then inhale 3 times, pulling down the heavens, charging ourselves up with this rays of the sun, our primordial fire. 2 more times. And exhale, this time bringing it all here. Right palm below the belly button, left palm on top, holding here for a moment. Recognizing our spine that is holding us in stability, our fire in our belly, our blood, our sweat, our tears, our waters, and our bones, our ligaments, our earth, all made of this intelligence of nature. The elemental intelligence. And go ahead and release your hands. We're gonna touch with our fingertips to the earth. Go ahead and walk left hand out, grounding the palm onto the earth. And we're going to inhale, bringing the right hand up. Twist from your navel, gazing up towards the skies. Breathe in. And then exhale, bringing those fingertips towards your hips. As you gaze, gently turn your neck towards the hand, your left hand that's onto the earth. And make sure that your hips are leveled. So if your right hip is lifting, see if you can bring that down and exhale. 2 more times, breathing in and breathing out. Creating some spaciousness in the liver, in the obliques, in the sides of the ribs. And after this next one, go ahead and exhale, come to center. Before you switch, take a moment to feel. Take a moment to take a breath to your spine. And then switching sides. Grounding the earth, grounding our bones onto the earth, and then lifting. And exhale. 3 more times. And after the third, breath in and breath out. Where does your center live? Where is your center when all else is perhaps moving and shaking and unstable? Where is that stability? Where is that anchor within you? Finding that. Take a deep breath and pulling down the heavens once. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna come to our bellies. So coming into crocodile pose, you're gonna go ahead and find yourselves one palm on top of the other underneath the forehead. And then just wiggle the hips right and left. And then finally, to release yourself completely onto the earth. And before we go into any other movement, I'd like to invite you to just notice as you have your foreheads on top of your palms. Notice if there's any movement to further relax your back. And then let's draw our awareness to our diaphragm. This is a beautiful posture to bring all of it down, grounded, centered, to be digested in our diaphragm. And we're gonna connect back with the 5 count inhale in and 5 count exhale out. Notice how your belly begins to connect with the earth, inhaling 5. And exhale 5. And that's it, simply aware of the belly rising and falling. Diaphragm being held. Liver, spleen, gallbladder, colons, all being massaged by the depth of your breath and by the support of the earth. 5 counts in. 5 counts out. 3 more times on your own. And after this next breath, releasing it all, and we're gonna take the hands to our lower back. I'm gonna lift the forehead, and we're gonna go into salutes, Shalambhasana salute. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna take our right hand, we're gonna lift our left leg up, and we're gonna give a little salute, hello, and exhale, come back. Inhale, right leg lifts, left hand comes, gives a little salute, And exhale. Strengthening our lower back, squeezing our kidneys, and still the focus is at the fire in the pit of the belly. And switch. In. And switch. Each side on your own. And then this next one, can you bring both arms forward and legs up for a moment? 3, 2, 1, and exhale, bend the elbows. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, and exhale, bend the elbows. And again, if it's too much, please come to relaxing. But after this one, you can release everything and go ahead, turn the head to one side, and rest your cheek. Nothing to do but to release and breathe. Go ahead and switch sides, switch the side of your cheek, breathing here and releasing. And taking one more breath here. And sigh it out. Come to center, take your hands underneath your shoulders, and you're gonna lift up to tabletop. Here underneath your knees, if you need any support, blanket, you're welcome to take that. We're just gonna go into Chakravakasana. What that looks like is coming from our table to our child. So we're just extending a little bit more of our spine. So we're gonna breathe in, come to our table, and exhale, send those hips back towards the heels. And notice how that extends your spine, creates some space there. And inhale, come back. You may even drop the hips if you like to come to a little high cobra, and exhale. So just take a few moments to give yourself the opportunity to breathe into your spine. After this couple of times, moving the hips in any direction you like, maybe making some circles. Maybe you want to add your neck. And then go into a few cat-cows. We're gonna inhale and exhale, rounding back. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze up. And exhale. And this next one, inhale, drop the belly, gazing up. Exhale, lion's breath. Stick the tongue out and releasing it all. Beautiful. Go ahead, walk your hands back to your seat. And we're gonna just come and seat on our heels. If you need to put a blanket or any support, any bolster, go ahead and do that. And just taking this moment to listen in. Dropping your awareness back into where the liver resides, back into where the fire in your belly resides, and simply breathing in this meditation for a few moments of stillness. Notice how your spine is held from the root all the way to the crown, the heaven and earth meet right here. And then go ahead, bring your hands, you can bring your left hand to the center of your navel. You're gonna bring the right hand on top, like you're holding this beautiful ball of chi, ball of light. I like to imagine sometimes our planet here, this beautiful round emerald green intelligence. And we're gonna simply expand and exhale. And that's it. Inhale, expand. And exhale, condense. Inhaling, expanding. Inhale, condense. And can we begin to make our sphere, our ball of chi, our life force a little bit more smaller here, condense. And you can imagine this golden rays of the sunlight in the center of your palms beginning to come closer and closer. And then go ahead, turn to the side, kind of like round your bowl to the side. Inhale, exhale, in, exhale, all the way until it becomes a little pearl. And then we're going to ground that pearl right here to our creative centers, to our womb. So we're all beautiful ladies here, bringing that to our creation centers to just breathe simply. Envisioning, praying, intending for this new vision in our new cycle. What it is that you're calling in, what it is that we want to express in this time. What feels most important. And then go ahead, making your ways onto your backs, please. Slowly, before we come into final rest and final meditation, I'll just take a few moments on your backs to settle in. If you want to turn the lights down, my dear, want to get yourselves cozy. Yeah, any of the lights. And go ahead, once you land on your back, massaging your lower back, your kidneys, your sacrum, go ahead and sway side to side. Taking some breaths here. And then opening our arms like a T position. We're going to bring the palms onto the earth. And we're going to go into some twists together here for anything that may be left, anything in the nooks and the crannies. We're going to breathe in, the knees to the center. Exhale, knees come towards the right, hovering onto the earth, kind of like towards our armpit. And then breathing back again to the center. Exhale to the left, hovering onto the earth. And coming back to center. Now we're going to sync that to our 5 breath count. Breathing in. Exhale, 5 counts out. Inhale, 5. And exhale. You can begin to add your neck as well if you like. So your gaze begins to turn to the opposite side of your knees. And just a few more of those. Internally squeezing this towel. Anything that is of debris, anything that is of stagnation may be released to the fires. This This next time you're on your right side, go ahead and breathe in and exhale, releasing your knees to the right side. And you can bring some support with your hand, with a blanket, or you can even put a pillow in between your thighs and just breathe. Allow your breath to take care of you, the inhale and the exhale. Giving gratitude to your liver, to all the good work that it does. Thanking all of our organs for all the good work of digestion, clearing, cleansing, purifying, attuning that they do. Maybe sending a little wink or a smile to them. And then with this next exhale, take your time to come to center. Breathe in and switch sides when you're ready. Just releasing everything onto the opposite side. And again, finding that release in your twist. After a bitter quarrel, some resentment remains. What can one do about it? Being content with what you have is always best in the end. Someone must risk returning injury with kindness, or hostility will never turn to goodwill. So the wise always give without expecting gratitude. One with the true virtue always seeks a way to give. One who lacks true virtue always seeks a way to get. To the giver comes the fullness of life. To the taker, just an empty hand. This is the 79th verse from the Tao Te Ching. The living wisdom of the Tao. Go ahead and come to center to finally take a few moments for yourselves. Once again, you may come to a bridge pose or a happy baby. Anything that may make you feel, or a ball underneath your neck. Just taking a moment, what would feel really nourishing and yummy before you come to a final rest? Giving yourself that. And if coming to rest feels what's most nourishing, noticing what kind of support do you have around you? The blankets, the pillows, the bolsters underneath your thighs, underneath your head, maybe eye pillows. And begin to prepare yourself. If you've done one side to release and you want to turn to the other side before your final rest, this is a good moment to do so. And finally, if you've rested, if you've come to stillness, let's take a deep breath from the tips of our toes to the crown of our head. And one last releasing breath. Nothing to hold. Just allowing ourselves to receive the fruits of our effort and the intelligence of our design to heal, to replenish, to rejuvenate, and bring back to balance what needs be so. Letting gravity take care of you, relaxing your feet, your calves, your knees. Relaxing your thighs, your hip bones, into the gravity, into the earth. Allowing your belly, your torso, your heart, allowing your shoulders, your upper arms, forearms, all the way to the tippy fingers to relax, heavy. And grounded into the earth. And all of your back body held and nourished by the gravity beneath you. Can you soften your jaw, your cheeks, your eye sockets, even your forehead to the crown? Your ears even sink in a little bit more. Giving and forgiving. Giving and forgiving. And just allowing your stillness and your quietude for this next few moments to continue nourishing. In your stillness, just with your mind's eye or your heart's eye and your imagination, bring about this golden egg that's encapsulating you. And kind of the rays of the sun encapsulating all around you, this protective shield, this Veichi. Allowing yourself to rest in this consciousness of the Veichi, this protective shield, where you get to call back what belongs to you, your energy, your balance, harmony, replenishment. And imagining this, what's called Hiranyagarbha, this golden egg. And beginning to notice the shimmers of this golden egg, like the shimmers of the sun reflecting on some water, reflecting into each particle, each cell. Each one of our trillion cells are nourished, replenished, rejuvenated, released. The sun rays beginning to infuse into the cells, into the ligaments, into the bones. And you simply rest under this intelligence of light, being the light. And sending that light to any part in your body, any part in your heart. And little shimmers of sun rays that you wish to soften, that you wish to heal, replenish, rejuvenate. And then gently bringing the awareness to your body, to your physical body, being held by the earth and your breath, taking a deep inhale. As you release, go ahead and take a nice deep stretch, like you're just waking up from a deep, lazy nap. And moving ever so slowly. You may turn to one side. And linger there in the fetal position where it all began. And can you whisper to that little one in there, I see you, I'm here for you. Anything that you wish to whisper to that little one. As my dear friend Mandy always reminds this beautiful wisdom, I'm here and I'm listening and I love you. I'm here, I'm listening, I love you. And then taking this connection, this internal gaze, and without disturbing it, and coming back to our seats. With any support that you like, again, just like when we started, maybe blocks, and pillows. Wish to sit on cross-legged or in hero's pose, virasana. Just coming into the stillness here to close with our final meditation. So we're going to go into a few rounds of what's called a Viloma breath meditation pranayama. And if you'd like to come along with me, it's going to be 2 counts of inhale, pause, 2 counts of inhale, pause, 2 counts of inhale, pause, and 6 counts of exhale out into the earth. And we're going to do that a few rounds. So I'll repeat that. Inhaling 2, pause, soft face 2, pause, in, pause, and hold this energy and exhale. 6 counts out. Inhale 2, pause, 2, pause, 2, exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 2, 2, and 2, and exhale 6. And 3 more rounds on your own. And after this round, exhale and return to your normal breath. And just observing here, nothing to do. And simple meditation together, just being the witness to what it is that is here to be witnessed. The ingoing and the outgoing of the breath. When our practice does complete, you are always welcome to come back to this space and meditate a little longer on your own. To close our time together, we're going to bring our palms to our heart center. And I'd like to invite you to close with 1 round of Ram. Ram is the sound of our fire, of our digestive fire in our belly. You are welcome to join me, or you're welcome to receive as we thank the fires and give our gratitude to all of the good work that our fire, our wood did. Our liver is healthy and plump, thriving. So we breathe into that. Bowing to the wisdom within, we give great gratitude, we give thanks for this opportunity to gather once again in community, to gather once again to unite our breaths, our intentions, our prayers. Thank you so much, Divine Intelligence, that courses through our body, that courses through our cells. Thank you so much for the Creator Consciousness that courses through our womb here, in this beautiful feminine way that we connect. Thank you so much for the wisdom of our organs, organ systems. Thank you so much for the wisdom that we carry in our ability to give, in our ability to forgive. May anything that we're recognizing, that we're holding, anything that we recognize that doesn't serve, maybe find a graceful way to offer up and release. Thank you so much for all of the elemental support, intelligence, and the nature that we're surrounded by that always reminds us what we're made of. Thank you so much for the greater nature and all the beauty that lies in the nature. Thank you so much to the animal kingdom, to the plant kingdom. Thank you so much to our teachers, our mentors, our guides, our angels, all those that are guiding us in the seen and the unseen in every moment. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to each and every one of you for carving this time, making the effort and the intention to be here. May everything shared here today be the highest benefit for each and every one of you. And may we take that benefit to all of our relations, to our life, to our loved ones, to our communities, to our humanity and our planet in the ways that we do. Thank you so much. I'd like to say aho, so be it. Om. Namaste. Thank you so much. So much love to you all, near and far. Please rest in your meditation. Otherwise, I'll be here every Wednesday, and we'll see you again.